I just wanted to offer my deepest sympathy to Atesh
Oh,
for hitting number 11 because of 4 measly games. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, that sucks.
That is a heartbreaker. You're a 10 in my book, man.
Good evening. How
Evening,
is
Danny.
everyone?
There we go. Hey, Benny.
Here we are. You're talking about the RFOX 2020, Pete?
Yeah, I was just telling Madame that, somebody out there owns an RFOX 2020 that I used to own.
Really?
Yeah, and because I traded that one for the RFOX 2020 mint number 8 that I'm holding on right now.
I'm just trying to see if there's any questions that I've missed. Yeah, I actually, did you see the bargain that I got?
No, I
think
did
you
not.
saw it. Someone yesterday, nope, you didn't see it. Someone yesterday, maybe they're here, I don't know. Someone yesterday sold a pineapple border superset from second edition, including the gold.
That was Skywalker for $3,000 or something like that.
Sorry?
That was Skywalker. Skywalker's selling it. He sent it to me. He asked me. He says, "Hey, this thing is up for grabs in case you want it." I'm like, no. He was trying to sell it to me.
I bought it. I bought it for like 1,160.
2 mint 1 gold jagged edge foils. Not foils, 2 mint jagged edge golds.
Yeah, I guess might be you then.
How much, Benny? You dropped out then.
1164, I think it was.
What, dollars?
Oh shit! That is okay. So Benny, that is a steal because when he put it up for me, it was $3,000 US. It was a lot higher than that. That is an offer that I would have taken, but he was asking for a lot higher than that.
You can check it out. I paid 1164, and I got I got 2 mint 1 gold jagged edges, and I think it was like ridiculous.
No, it's all 3 mint 1 jagged goals.
Yeah,
all 3 of the goals are mint 1. Yes, I would have paid that much but he was asking for $3,000 US, which is 3 times the price that you paid.
Is this Cogfather?
Yeah, this is Cogfather. Yes.
Was it right? Because you couldn't buy you can't buy one of the gold jagged edges for that price.
Yeah, this would be a no-brainer for me, but he was asking for 3 times the price. I guess he lowered it down without telling me. I would have bought this outright.
I was running. I was like freaking out, thinking I'm not going to be able to get wax quick enough. Someone's going to grab this. This is ridiculous. And I was desperately trying to. I was waiting for the money to come through, and I was like, "Come on!"
You have called me up.
I should have called you.
I would have sent you. I would have sent you some wax for you to buy.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. What a deal.
I would never trust Pete to do that.
Well, people in the community have given me wax for me to buy my stuff. That's a royal superset, Benny. Congratulations.
Yes, it is a royal superset. Yes, it was an absolute bargain. I think that we've got as well that's those are going to be worth a lot more. I think, like I said, in 3 months from now, that will be one of those ones that you talk about for a long time. With what's coming, for sure.
Alongside the $400 first edition starter packs.
Well, that's ridiculous. Yeah, crazy.
I bought 6. So
Craze
yeah.
wrote Benny grabbed a bunch of fire the other day. Yeah, I've actually, the thing is that we've got to be careful because we understand what's coming. So we've got to be we're mindful. People often ask me, do we like back in the early days? People used to say, "Do we follow what you're buying? Is that always an indication?" And I used to say, "No, I just buy what I like." But obviously, I'm not going to be. I'm going to buy what I like. I'm not going to buy stuff that I know is related to what comes up next. That's just not cricket, right? Josh, you're here. I saw someone in the chat earlier wrote, Josh is selling all his cogs. Oh, that's not a good sign. And I was thinking to myself, what are they talking about? You've got you're the same as everybody else. You've got like sky high prices, hoping that someone will pick those up on a run.
Yeah, I got my stuff for sale, Benny. And my stuff's really not related to the project at all. It's just, with everything going on now with Russia and Ukraine and, where I'm at in the world, I'm in Okinawa, Japan, and I'm about 465 miles or 750 kilometers from Taiwan. So if China starts playing games with Taiwan, I don't want myself and my family being that close. So
100%. I think it's
basically,
it's an elephant in the room, isn't it? We've got team members on our team. We've got Russian and Ukrainian team members. So there's a lot of interesting stuff going on at the moment, and I think that the most important thing is to look after your family and to look after the people around you. It's really important.
yeah, for sure. But like I said, so the only reason I put them up for sale is just because of just to have a little more cash, and I don't want to get rid of my shop. So that was the thing that could go.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. But I think we're madly trying to. We've been talking about the economic model. Pete's had the virtue of being able to go through and have a look at that today, and I think we're getting very close now. But it's going to take a little bit of finessing still. But I think people are going to be extremely excited by this. It's going to bring back the good old days for sure and certain, and more. I think that's fair enough to say, Pete.
Yeah. Excited, but still a lot more work to go.
Yeah, for sure. Here we go. 3.5k USD. I think for $1,164. I think it was. I'm still chuffed. That's one of the best yet.
So Benny, when I checked it, it was the same time that I picked up all those first edition starters. So I was looking for bargains as well since I moved some wax around, right? And then that's what I did.
Yeah, good. I'm just trying to read back to see whether we've missed anything.
Not much. Everyone's still hooked up that you bought that for that cheap.
Yeah. So I didn't come to Crypto Punks on the Friday night because it was my wife's birthday, as you saw. But the artwork looks pretty sick, doesn't it? Yeah, the guys reached out a while back, and they're another Aussie project, which is great. Yeah, it's really looks really great. I think that it'll do very well. The artwork, I don't know who I've mentioned him a few times before. Giancarlo by NFTs is actually good YouTubers, and he has that saying that he always says that if you find the artwork to be amazing, then the chances are someone else will, other people will as well. So that should bode well for later. Will we be able to buy? Sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to mention that Jypto is in the chat with us as well.
Good evening.
Yeah, hey guys, sorry we are here. I think there's a few of us in here, kind of just listening in while we're chipping away, doing some things in the background.
Fantastic. So it sounds like it went well on Friday.
Yeah, that was fun actually. It was like the first AMA that we've done. So obviously we're pretty young. We've done a few AMAs, but they most have been through like text questions. That was the first time we had like an audience that was on the mic. firing questions away. So, and obviously a pretty cool in here. So it was really fun AMA.
Fantastic. Well, glad to have you here.
We just threw out the announcement on our channel as well. In the Discord, kind of just telling everyone all about it. So we had quite a few members from you guys coming to from your Discord coming to our Discord last Friday and get amongst it, which was cool to see. So just trying to push the feedback your way.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
No
Will we
worries.
be able to? Will we be able to buy? Yeah. Will we be able to buy cogs on the secondary market with RFOX in the near future? Yes. Pete, do you want to give an explanation on that or not?
No, I've already answered yes, but yes, I don't think any explanation that I can give right now will not spoil what's coming. So I rather just say yes, but you guys gotta wait. and we just talked about it like a few hours ago, Benny. So yeah, I rather not spoil it.
Yeah.
Piyush is probably gonna mute me.
One for you, Phil. When slam cog tubing?
If all goes well, we'll be tubing on Friday.
There you go. Friday tubing, start the weekend right way. Looking forward to helping you, mate. Great. We took over their Discord last Friday night. Did you, madame? Did you give it back? DGen's gone wild. Hi, Ben. I'm stuck in a meeting, but could you please reflect on one bolt facelift in which are weak currently? And I think he's asking where are we in the. We've got a little spoiler for you tonight. And revised economic model, yes. So as we were talking about with the revised economic model, the structure, the basic structure there, we just have to sort of plot that, do the back math, and make sure that we're doing it the correct way. We want to make sure that we don't get that wrong. A very big impact. So we want to make sure that we get that right, and it has a flow on across the whole system, which is great. And this will be the first really, really big thing that we do that brings everything together. So it's very important that we get that right. As far as the reflecting is concerned on the Volt facelift, as stated, the new artwork will be through 1st of April. So we'll be able to show you shortly after that. But what we've been doing is in these calls is giving you little tidbits and sneak peeks of where we're at with what the artwork looks like as it's progressing. But the artwork that's going to come out in relation to the new look and the facelift is going to be light years different to what you're seeing now. What we're showing you is the artist's concepts and sketches. Damn, the new economic model sounds pretty big. It is big because it has a very big flow-on effect across the whole ecosystem. So it really covers, all I can say is it covers everything from staking to scarcity to cogs to the vault, everything, the whole lot. I do not wish to sell my VFOX, but farming APY VFOX is 8% and farm BNB is 40%. It looks like BNB is more valuable at the moment. You do not wish to sell your VFOX. Right, the APY for VFOX is 8%. Yeah, well, VFOX APY is dependent on how many people are in the pool and what those funds are. So the fact is that token, as you know, is a rewards token that pays back transactional value, and the BNB farm will be dependent on how much people put into that pool as well. Obviously, the more people that start adding to that, that'll fluctuate. They're fluctuating, moving goalposts. Sell the wife, then buy BNB. Nice advice from Adelaide. What is happening with fractionalized ownership? Metapoly going to be partnering to manage that. That's about the third time today I've heard those guys mentioned.
I think that's because we're doing a community event with them this week.
Yeah. So I think that those types of things, that any type of partnership or whatever that we have, will announce as soon as we can lock in details. But as far as the fractionalized ownership is concerned, as stated, that'd be on the common places in the vault, which would be more sort of the immediate or the most obvious candidates for that would be the entertainment areas like music halls or concert halls and public spaces that have got tickets and charging systems. One for you, Phil. When can we expect to hear about the new game?
Very soon, very soon. I hope to sign something this week or next. And then soon after, as soon as they start creating a few assets for marketing, we will push that out.
Thanks, mate. You did announce an AMA with it. Yes, we sure did. When Benny trade cogs, sir, need one for my ultra rare superset. I've been notorious for not doing that for a long time, but I'm getting back into looking at stuff now because yes, I am. So I'll check my trades and have a look. Yeah, good luck. I'm notorious for not doing that. I told you, actually, I've got redemption with that 1164 superset because the last few trades that I've done cost me my sets, really broke it up, and I'll never get them back. Anyway, to spin Pixel One to a positive and shine a better light on what we are doing. You want to explain that, XP? You've always got these cryptic, I'm driving a truck and tooting my horn at the same time.
That's been the entire talk of Twitter lately, that in Ukraine, and I'm just thinking, how can you take these opportunities where you have all these eyes on that and then spin it to a positive? I mean, you can find some great marketing, creative opportunities to get more eyes on the project by taking advantage of other people's fuck-ups.
100%. I mean, the thing is, you've got to be careful with that type of stuff as well. I mean, but if you do it the right way, of course you can, 100%. I think, the amount of projects that actually go out and wait to rain on those other projects when they fall over, I always think to myself, it's crypto and it's blockchain space. You're only ever one step away from tripping. Be very careful how you do that. But to your point, you can actually positively spin that type of stuff. And I think that we're always looking for angles and opportunities. It's extremely important, but we are also trying to stay focused on what we're doing and make sure that we get that out. But I love your questions, XP. They're always just like, you might want to ask about a political situation in Canada, and it's just like maple syrup leaf. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I always need to put subtitles. Reveal was garbage. I laughed my ass. Actually, you know what? It's getting rarer and rarer these days that you actually see a good reveal. On a positive note, what's the best reveal people have seen in the last few months? Have you seen a smooth one? I mean, Deadfellas was an absolute fucking joke.
Fluff World.
Oh, they're pretty much. They'd have to be pretty much one of the most well-oiled projects going around, for sure. 99% I'm not shy at allow. I'm going to give that 100% if I can work out how to do it. Yep, done it. 100%. Most of them are absolute shite. I don't want to. I saw one today. What is it? Okay, what does everyone think of the Invisible Friends?
Hyped way beyond what it's worth.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're cool, Benny, but definitely not worth that money.
It's like you get 30% less NFT for like 80% more price. They've just gone, you know what? Let's not even bother doing the characters. Let's just do hats and clothes. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. That's at least that XP. At least that one's got a good story behind it. I read the story. Has anyone read the Medium article behind M Furs? Yeah, the CryptoPunks CryptoPunks look really, really good. The artwork's amazing. Actually, guys, while you were here, quick question for you. How long did it take you from how long did it take for you to create the actual did you outsource that, or like how long did it take to create the 3D animation? Was it a long labor of love and a hugely process?
It took quite a while. We didn't outsource it. We got Neo. He's our man. He's our artist. He's in the team. He's part of it. He's over in Mexico and he doesn't speak fluent English, so we had a bit of a language barrier. But we got through it with like translator apps and that. And we spent quite a long time going backwards and forwards. Initially, just like nailing down the style. We spent a lot of time getting the jaw and the chin and everything on the male figure because it's really what gave the attitude to him. And then just a lot of time going backwards and forwards. He was having to work as well, like do his regular stuff to make it craft, and we were doing our things. So we actually started like late last year sometime, and then only really just kind of just signed off and got the full 10K collection ready to go. So we're busy doing other things, but yeah, it doesn't happen quickly. Not at that kind of level of detail, 4K with 10,000 variations. Took a while.
Yeah, for sure. It's a Herculean effort. I don't think people realise how much effort goes into those because we're so used to seeing copy pasta projects these days. It's like I find it phenomenal that someone like Invisible Friends would come out and then within a day or 2 days you've got a derivative that's already out. And the amount, I think most of us would have seen it recently. There was a number of projects that showed a huge number of spoilers. They showed some of these showed 50 or 60 spoilers prior to the collections going out, and people had taken those 50, 60 spoilers and worked out what all the assets were, and then gone in and actually created the collection. And in one instance, the collection that was put together by the people that had sort of jumped the gun and said, tried to do a fake collection, ended up being better than the real collection.
That's interesting, isn't
Incredible.
it? We've let out quite a few of our spoilers, but we were careful not to let out too many of the actual attributes. Not anticipating anything like that could possibly happen, but we just didn't want too many of the attributes out there. So all of the spoilers, we didn't let it out. We just got different variations of the same kind of recycled attributes. But yeah, that's good to know now. It's crazy stuff.
There was actually two instances of that. One of them was very recently, and I can't remember which project it was. And the second one was it was little. There was what was it called? You guys will remember this for sure. The DGens in here, little baby apes or something like that. There was one that actually came out prior, got out quicker, got access to the raw stuff, and got it out quicker than the actual real one. Then the real one launched, and then they had a big battle over trying to get the one that had gone first down, and the one that had gone first ended up doing tons of volume. Does anyone remember that? It was only 2 months ago. It had done thousands of ETH volume.
Yeah, wow.
Crazy.
They were trying to get it removed from. They were freaking out because they were saying it's taken them 6 or 8 months to put the collection together. So someone got access to the actual attributes, released the collection, and it was going gangbusters. And then the real one launched, and it only did a few hundred ETH compared to the thousands.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to think that someone can pull that off in such a short time. They must have worked out, have artists on board, or they must have a big studio to be able to rip that sort of stuff and read in a short time.
Apparently, they were doing it on testnet, and someone was able to access all of the information that they were doing on testnet. So they were able to literally steal the stuff from testnet. Yeah, it's a big problem.
Yeah, it's such a shady place for bad actors and stuff. And yeah, we try and focus as much as we can on our security from every account we've opened to separating things around so nothing's really joined. And yeah, you just want to protect your investment because you do put so much time and effort into it, and everyone else that contributes as well, you know, they're a part of it. So yeah, you just got to do your best these days to try and stay in front or be aware.
Yeah, I think the thing that you'll learn as well in this space once you've done a few miles is that the we continually talk about it as a team. You see those Volkswagens go past at 100 miles an hour, and you think to yourself, you just got to stay focused and not cut corners, and in the long run you'll end up better off. But it's the temptation for people to take those shortcuts and do the wrong thing is huge. And I think most projects come off the rails. They kind of say, look, we've been doing the right thing for such a long period of time and not getting the accolades. So, and then they decide to bend one knee for one time, and it's enough for them to destroy their project. So it's really, really difficult to stay on the straight and narrow. It's a much harder route to go, but it's the best one for sure.
Yeah.
On that topic, just with the Vault and how you're kind of doing the graphics upgrade, I think you were kind of talking about that earlier about kind of sneak peeks and that. How are you actually doing the graphic upgrade? Like, can I ask, is you kind of like scaling up textures, or you like remodeling, or what's the kind of?
No, it's like it's remodeling. So basically, what happened was we sort of went out and again we'd sort of been building for a while, going through the concept stage for a while, and then people not really understanding what metaverses were. We had great difficulty explaining that to people, and it was a very difficult task for us to do that. And so we'd sort of been building, got to a certain level and got to a certain point. And then basically Zuckerberg came out, as you know, he started talking about metaverses. We started looking at how much was coming into the space, how much money was coming into the space. But what we also realized was that the platforms that were calling themselves metaverses, like your Decentralands and Sandboxes, that for them to actually go down the path of doing VR and sort of deviating to the more traditional definition of a metaverse, it's a very big pivot, and it's a time-consuming and costly one. And we sort of turned around and realized that the path that we were going down, or what we were building, would have been something that we wouldn't have been satisfied with longer term. We would have turned around and sort of said, we could have done better. And all eyes suddenly went from being closed to on you. So we understood that we had one chance and we had to get it right. So we took the bullet and brought on and still bringing them on now, a big internal team, and started getting people that were very well versed in building video games. And it's very hard to go out and find like metaverse teams, right? Because there's not really such a thing, and in a few years there'll be tons of them around. But it was a matter of going back and saying, how do we do this? And the team that we brought on had sort of looked at what we were doing and what we had done and said, we can do much better than this. Like, it's not as good as it could be. We could do a lot better. So to do that, and when you're bringing on a new team, they have to go in and reconceptualize it and work out how to make it better, rather than just sort of, for those people who are sort of trying to picture what I'm talking about or how to do it, rather than taking a document and sort of just fixing up the grammar and stuff and polishing it up, it's more a matter of how do we rewrite this in a way that is 20 times better. So it's not just like upgrading textures and all the rest of it. It's a matter of basically gutting it. So we're at the stage now where we could actually turn on, and Red Pill, tell me if I get this wrong, but roughly we would be in a situation where very quickly and easily we could turn on what we've got, and we would meet more of the prerequisites that we had put out originally in our scope for MVP, and that can already be done. But yet we're turning around and saying we want to make sure that we get this right. We've got one opportunity and it's going to stand the test of time. And the thing is that now that more eyeballs are on us and that everybody's talking about metaverse, really important that you've got a showcase product that people turn around and say, wow, that's fantastic. And it remains fantastic for a long period of time.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. With the Oculus and like plugging into the Vault, how does that? Is it just like do you guys have like a standalone application, or is it done through Oculus kind of system, or how's that work?
So at the moment we're using Oculus. We're loading it through, so you can access it through Oculus. It's an APK that we're sort of providing updates and upgrades with as people go. But we're looking into hardware now ourselves into how we can potentially own this from end to end. Because obviously Oculus is a Facebook product. So we've got to be mindful long term of how to build something that's more interoperable that comes from us. So we're looking at options for how to do that going forwards now. Pete or Red Pill, feel free to interject if I'm not covering it properly.
So on that topic, I haven't actually used an Oculus for quite a while. I used to have like the Oculus, the Gear VR that you put your mobile phone into, and I used to own like a HTC Vive like quite a while ago. So when you mentioned you're building it as an APK, is the Oculus that you're building it for the mobile phone version or the plug into your computer version?
So going forwards, we want to make sure that we build things with mobile in mind, considering that's our target audience. But we also have to make sure that we've got the PC compatibility as well, for sure. Yep. So most of our target audience and market is mobile based. But I think that what will happen is it'll become much more affordable for people to be able to get VR headsets. Obviously, it's still relatively expensive, but I mean, if you look at the take-up rate of top-end Android phones and iPhones in this region, people are prepared to spend a couple of months' wages just to get the latest phones. So I think that as the technology progresses, it'll become cheaper and cheaper to get involved and get in. But also, if you're using it as an app, say, without VR, you've got a very different customer behavior as well, because what I do on a headset versus what I do on a handset will be completely different, potentially completely different behavior. So the melding of those two worlds coming together as metaverses really bite and kick in will be quite incredible to watch, because, as I say, it's the reason that you put on a headset and the reason that you use VR is quite different to what you jump on a normal app and do. So I think those two worlds will merge very quickly. Very quickly.
So that's cool. Cheers. Stuff.
No problems. Where are we up to? Pete got that. Your money. Will white label for CryptidPunks be managed the same way as being done for Harambe? So that's one for you, Phil.
Yeah, well, at this time, since the drops from both companies are fairly close together, we will actually be managing them at the same time. And I think details for that went out today on the site.
Beautiful. Crazy mint ones. I mean, first edition starters. You want to bring back the wheel? You want me to give away something, Pete? Should we do it? We can do that. Or do you want to do it properly on Wednesday? Set up a wheel.
Let's do properly on Wednesday.
Right.
I mean, no.
When in doubt, just do both.
After the conversation that we had, Benny, earlier, there's a lot of stuff in my head that I need to process. I'm in no mental capacity to run a wheel right now.
I think we got
That's
a lot of wheels
lazy,
coming
Pete.
on Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll do Wednesday or Friday or something like that.
Okay, so we'll do a wheel and we'll get something together. No mental capacity.
all my mental capacity has been, into that new economic model.
We might have to mute you, Pete.
And then I think Piyush sent me something for spoilers as well today. I think that one. I think we'll share it later.
We'll do that in a minute. Yeah, but well said. Maybe I shouldn't sell my cogs, just sell my kids instead. Well, I think that one of the things you'll see is I'll probably do a little bit more cog trading as well. The thing is that I think that this new system and model will have some pretty good knock-ons. Very good knock-ons. 38 minutes. Where's she been? Has anyone actually found out who that person is? This just ends up being. You tried to find out who it is. Did you do a reverse image search? What's in the background? What language? It looks European. Russian, there you go.
I think Gecko has her trapped in his hole in his apartment.
Does she pop up in circles everywhere, or is it just isolated to here?
It's probably just here. Gecko was the culprit.
No, she pops up in groups all over the place, and I've thought the same thing. It looks like it's like might be an intro to a porno or something.
Oh my god!
We gotta get her.
Only a Canadian will say that.
Oh yeah, she's looking. She's doing the eyes, right?
This escalated quickly.
But yeah, it's everywhere, man.
A lot of things escalated quickly there.
And now we're talking about self-rubbing lotions. Okay, we've digressed into deep degen territory. Piyush, I think it's you that's been given the command of a sneak peek, Pete. Let me give a prelude to it before you do it. So what we're about to show you is a concept sketch, and what you have to take into consideration is that's exactly what it is. It's a concept sketch, but it will just give you some indication on the difference between the thought processes of what you've currently seen from the inside of a shop to the direction and possibilities that we're heading to now. So the completely different type of mindset from this open kind of just a space technically to something that's actually much better utilised. So people like Josh and the other shop owners on here will be very much, I think, enthused to see the direction that this is heading. And this is from the music quarter. Any questions on that? Otherwise, we'll just say to Pete, let's do it. You want to show, Pete?
Yes.
So you guys know how to view the screen share.
Okay, live right now.
It's upside down.
Is it?
Pete's trolling us.
Pete.
Oh, sorry. I was in no mental capacity to be sharing screens as well.
There we go. Turn it up.
Did you give him a lobotomy or something? What the?
He's having you.
It's just, this is the one time in a day that I get to laugh for my own stupidity or my own nonsense. Come on, I got a rough day.
This is a sneak peek like the personal apartments or suites or penthouses or whatever.
Ooh.
That's a sneak peek of a sneak peek.
That's a sneak peek of a. That's a sneak peek of a potential shop interior. As far as, so that's the type of things that you'll be able to potentially do with shop interiors. So as far as apartments and penthouses, where do you get such notions from? Silence.
Well, that just looked like the size of an apartment with the guitars and everything. Look more
Yeah.
personal than a shop.
That's part of the new economic model that we'll talk about very shortly. But no, that's not an apartment. That's a shop. But you're definitely warm. You're on the right track. Yeah, Madame, that's exactly what I was waiting for you to say. So we've made no bones about that. Avatars and apartments.
Like a private shop, or
So the part of the economic model, like I said, the shop owners, people wish they were a shop owner, 100%. I'm afraid you definitely 100% wish you were a shop owner, and what that will lead to.
You're underwater, Benny.
Oh.
was that a VIP shop for Josh to take his
What about now? Is that better?
clientele in the back?
Yeah, it's better now, Benny.
Yeah, what I was saying was as I've said before, you'd want to be a shop owner, and what it will mean is for the people that for the upcoming shop auctions, it will mean that we see a flurry. So that's why this model has to go before the next auctions. That's all I can say, is that shop owners will be extremely chuffed with their lot. That's all I can say at this stage. So that'll be the golden goose, and then there'll be the next levels that people will be chasing. So we also wanted to make sure that people getting in that aren't shop owners still have a chance to do extremely well going forwards. Extremely well.
So if Josh has VIP customers, maybe a special instance for Josh.
Shop owners will be. We'll explain. We'll explain. But yes, he'll have some pretty good. He'll have a pretty sweet setup. You, Benny, that's where we get our notions from. Of course, Madame. That's my job is to allude to what is coming. It's more like a room you walk into, not just a heap of exhibitions in a room. 100% proper. So you being on that side of the fence would see the light years of difference between thinking about the conceptualization of what those shops should look like, especially with the themes in place. Now, again, you're going to want to customize stuff, right? You're not going to want to just say, right, well, it's very specialist or very focused on one particular type of look. But again, that warm feeling, creating that warm feeling in that space where people want to engage, as opposed to a very hollow, empty sort of a feeling. I don't think any of us were overly happy with the interiors that we currently have. So this is something that was needing a facelift and making sure utilised that space better and made it much more engaging and much more visually appealing.
Hey, Benny, you're underwater again.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
XP, turn your turbo off, bro.
That came through very clear.
Going back to data. Hopefully, is that okay?
Yep.
Is there a screenshot of the artwork? Didn't load on my screen. We can. I think we're gonna look at publishing this stuff shortly. 1,418 followers now that Adelaide found her. Oh, you found out who it is? What the heck is RFOX? Yeah. She'll think it's a group of trollers. Almost 600 people projects on my Twitter list. I'm about to claim all of Calanova and provide tenants for everyone. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think once this model comes out, I think you'll see people trying to snap up shops on the secondary market before the primary market sales for the next quarters go ahead for sure and certain. But Better now. Good. She can run the RFOX Russian channel. So questions in relation to that. So Hopper, you can see that the extra effort that's gone into that and the thought process, right? You got your shop for sale, Josh. 50,000 ETH. There you go. Any underrated cogs worth picking up, given that you know, asking for given what you know, asking for a friend. I can't say that. I have to kill you. And don't take what I buy as being the answer as well, because people assumed that because I buy time travelers and bitcoins that they would be useful down the track, when in actual fact I just really like the time travelers and the bitcoins. But bitcoins are obvious, right? Because when you have crypto people coming in and NFTs take off, especially in the gaming space, people are going to gravitate towards bitcoins. That's just a no-brainer. A space you spend time in exploring, 100% Hopper. So one of the main things is that we looked at the different reasons that people would go into a space like that and to return to a space. And interestingly enough, exploration exploration and curiosity of moving around and having a look is something that is extremely important. So we understand that the visual aspect of the spaces are that quickly fade. Like people sort of say, okay, but what can I do here? And what can I get engaged in? So that's really important once you've had that visual, that awe sort of drop. And for those of you who are not from Europe, people like us from Australia, first time we go to Europe, you walk around for the first 3 or 4 hours going, holy shit, this is mind blowing. Look at these buildings and look at the scale of things. And then that wears off after a short period of time. And then you go, right, what is there to do here? It's exactly the same type of a notion. So we've got to make sure that there is enough visual stimulation to sort of make it an appealing space, and then to bring people back. And the question that we've been asked a bit, because we've got a few articles coming out in the near future, we got asked a lot in relation to why did you build 4 quarters and why did you build those spaces the way they're built? And again, as part of our research, we've spent time in other spaces, and you can quite honestly spend time in other spaces and you can walk around for 10 minutes or 15 minutes and not bump into another person. It's a really sort of empty, eerie type of a feeling, and we need to make sure that that's not the case for the vault. Hanford, what are you doing showing off there? What is that? I've got to zoom in. 2nd edition foil rare, foil, mountain rainbow, plains rainbow, forest. Oh, there you go. All the elements. 50,000, there you go. I already called dibs with Ready Player Me, just saying, oh my gosh, you've actually turned, this is ridiculous. That's what you want, Adelaide. No, I told you I've got something special in mind for you, and it's part of the new economic model. So you have to, it's not an RFOX 2020. I don't have any RFOX 2020s. I think last count, we've got 11 left. People actually asked me this question today, actually. I got asked, how much did you sell the RFOX 2020s for, and why do they go for so much? You want to tell them, Pete, how much we sold them for?
We give all of them away.
Didn't sell one. Actually, I got told off today. I'll let the person remain nameless. I got told off today because they said, Benny, knowing that the RFOX 2020s would have utility and a good use case going forwards, you were too frivolous and you gave away a few too easily. My retort or my retaliation or defense to that accusation is we were extremely intent on rewarding our early supporters, and therefore I make no apology if we gave out a few of them quite easily in the beginning. And don't forget, it's not like we just gave them out like candy. We've still got 11 left, I believe. So we've only given out 39 of them. Some of them were tough to earn, and some of them, yes, maybe we felt like we were in a good mood sometimes and might have given one away a bit easily. But that's the nature of coming to these types of things. We'll bring back wheel spins and try and give bring back a little bit of that old cheer, and that means that sometimes we will just give away stuff. You don't know what you're going to get.
Cogfather is trying to sell you his RFOX 2020 on Twitter.
Is he?
He's trying to sell everything to everybody at any given time.
Yeah, exactly. I think amongst all the RFOX 2020, I think Josh got the easiest one.
You go back over the sales history. Go back over the sales history, and a few people bought them for 175, 300. You could pick them up really, really cheaply because no one, well, still no one knows what absolute value they're going to have going forward. So I think that'll be realised very, very shortly. But the fact is that I think most people have speculated, and therefore, if Skywalker wants to sell me one at a decent price, I've always wanted one. I'll buy one. I'm not paying $22,000 for one. Having said that, I could probably get that back. Half the clowns who got them are long gone from here. But are they gone with them, Adelaire, or have they sold them and moved on?
Benny, look at this bastard who just bought the RFOX 2020. Is he in this chat? No, he's not in today. But everyone knows that wallet address.
Are you sure we only have 10 Urban Gecko? That's exactly what Pete said today. But when I went into the RFOX 2020 template today, I saw that there's Cogs official came up 11 times.
I accidentally sent one there, so you guys are just holding it for me in the meantime until it comes back.
Oh, right. Yes, accidentally. Yes.
Yeah, so we got 11, Benny. Don't listen to that. Yeah, don't listen to Gecko.
Look at that. $122.25. Jesus. I guarantee you. Yeah, if he's going to sell me one, I reckon I would pay $10,000 in a heartbeat for one.
Yeah, those are the offers. Those are the offers that I got across the weeks or months. People actually DM me and says, "Hey, would you let one go for $10,000 US? Like whether it's USDT or whatever, right?" I think, yeah.
Well, based on what you know, I think it's fair to say that if I paid $10,000, I know that I'd get that back.
Well, based on what I know, I want to get another one for my kid. So
yes, if I see one for 10,000, if anyone's got one in the audience and you're thinking to yourself, because obviously we don't get them, we don't issue stuff to ourselves. That's one of the things that we've always been very mindful of not doing. So anything that we've got, we bought. So if someone wants to sell one, I'm prepared to pay $10,000. I'm prepared to pay $10,000 as a standing offer. If someone has one, just to let you know, that'll stand until it happens. Hopefully, someone needs some money and they're prepared to do that. Above my pay grade. Do you think about what you actually get on the Ethereum-based NFT projects? 10 grand's what? 4 ETH, just under 4, well, just over 4, under 4 ETH. Yeah, I'd rather take that. Pretty sure Bertok just has one. I'll check. Steel. Who got that one? 855.
yeah, that was me.
Yeah, it's a very good deal, mate. You got a very, very good deal. Cogs #1 collector. 24.3 thousand. Jesus. Cog Slam game. Yep, for sure. Did you see Mega Moons being in the same price range as 2020 in the future? So George74, Mega Moons would get you standard access events for 3 years once the vault opens. So the time hasn't started ticking yet, but you'll get 3 years of free entry. So if we do a standard event, you'll be able to go to those for free. So it depends on. I honestly believe that the value will be determined by the shops and the people that frequent it and the type of events that we put on. But definitely should be worth a fair bit. That's for sure. I think that what's the cheapest you can get a Mega Moon is probably a few ETH, right? If you're asking me what
it was 3 ETH last I checked, but I'm not sure right now.
If you're asking me what I would rather buy, if you're saying would you rather buy a Mega Moon or an RFOX 2020, I'd much rather buy an RFOX 2020. Because I'm probably not likely to be one of the people that would go to every event, because I think half of these things I'm not interested in. So that's just my personal view. If you're a person who likes to go and see and experience everything, and you've got tons of time on your hands, then a Mega Moon's probably going to be a fantastic investment. Yeah, so we're almost out of time, guys. But what we'll do, here you go. Are there any more chances to earn at RFOX 2020? So we still have 11. 11. Has anyone watched that elevator? 11. That's one of the best skits ever. Every time we hear that number, we do that. But the thing is we will.
There was an active RFOX 2020 competition on, but Pete says it was canceled. Now, I didn't hear it officially from you. And that was the average price of all 4 quarters shop sales.
That's not canceled.
That's still going on. It's not canceled. It's not ended yet.
Correct.
It's not happening. Yeah, still got 2 quarters. So that's still going.
Yeah. That's still going. Still live.
Did you guys ever write the values down somewhere of the guesses?
I have it saved somewhere in an Excel spreadsheet.
Was it from that tweet?
Not a tweet. It's a live Discord.
It was Discord.
Yeah.
It was from Discord one night that everyone put it in. So I think there's a lot of people that whose guesses are well over what's been happening so far. But I think, again, once this new economic model comes in, we're going to get a boost. So see.
I'm one of those. I think I guessed $1 million.
I think I think what you'll see going forward is at least double the price for the shop. So that should increase a lot. You were low, Hanford. Well, there you go. Okay. So on Wednesday night, I'll organise some giveaways so we can do some. What are we going to do, Pete? A wheel or grubs?
Yeah, let's figure out when Wednesday comes. But I think wheel would be more like closer to the good old days.
Yeah. Okay. We can do a wheel because you can do as many as you like on the wheel, right? Thank you.
Yeah.
That.
Correct.
Sniffing bunny chow, mate. We will also wheel. All right, wheel. No problems. We can do that. And then there was one more thing I was going to say. What is it? $1 million US. I don't think they're going to get that high. I think that it would. I should make a bet with people now. I think we'll get. I think we may hit a quarter. We might hit $250,000 for one. I think that's possible. If you think about what I looked at the one, I don't know if you guys have looked at it, but I looked at Blocktopia's blocks, and they're effectively just like looks like a spreadsheet on the website, like just little grids. I was trying to calculate the average price type multiplied by the actual number of lots, and it's horrifying. I don't know who's going to buy all those things. So Wednesday night, come back and join us. We'll do some giveaways, wheel spins, and maybe do some more. This week. We'll do some more sneak peeks. Pete, we've got to work out a way to make sure that everyone can see it that's in here. Maybe we just flash them up and then delete them after a while.
No, we can always get somebody in the community to restream it. That has worked in the past.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because the streaming is only limited to 25 people, I believe.
This DLC is a terrible environment to be in, lacking any form of urban design. It's a giant grid of tiny blocks. I firmly believe, and I'll say it, and I'll say it again and again and again. I think that the introduction of apartments is going to be good for us, but ultimately the design of having 4 quarters being much smaller and easier to navigate your way around, but yet having enough aesthetic appeal and difference between each of the quarters to keep you going back and exploring, I think is definitely going to be the right plan going forwards and longer term. 100%. All right. Thank you very much for your for attending tonight, guys. Really appreciate it. Have a fantastic one. I know that the world's in a pretty crappy place at the minute, so hopefully we can bring back a bit of festive spirit and we can get some wheel spins going and get some real traction going, and we can at least give you something forward to look forward to a few nights a week and get back to where we were before. And I'm really enjoying the chance to interact with you guys. So let's make sure that we have something to smile about a few times a week, because it can get a bit hectic, and I know people are going through a lot of stuff. So if we can sort of alleviate a little bit of that,